welcome to a very special BackChat Melbourne edition episode. That's bloody right. I got something to tell you. We are in Melbourne. That's the first thing I want to tell you. The second thing is, you know coconut water or any type of water that has the little lid and it's on like the skinny side.
On the carton?
Yeah, I'm not talking about like a triangle top. I'm talking about a flat top carton.
Yeah.
And it has like...
Screw top.
The screw top's not in the middle of the carton. It's on one side.
Yeah.
When you pour it out, do you pour it out the skinny side?
Of course. It's lending me to do that.
And it does the glug, 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 glug thing.
Glug, glug, yep.
Pour it fat side down. And so like the hole is further away from the vessel you're pouring into. That
doesn't make sense.
Like a tap. Like a stream of perfection coming out of the coconut water or whatever else.
Is that a Schofield guarantee?
That is. If you're listening along right now and you've got a coconut water or whatever else thing you got lying around, do it.
I've got one for you then.
You're welcome.
Soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
The Kikkoman.
Oh, the ones, the silver and green ones.
No. Satchels? No. Not the fish squeezies.
Red top.
The red top with the two nozzles.
Yes. Love soy sauce.
When you pour the soy sauce. Block one. Only discovered that recently. Good pour. Because then if you want more, you let go a little bit. Gushes out. Then you quickly block it.
Gush is a nice word. BackChat, socials, you know where to find us. BackChat _. Welcome. We are in Melbourne this week. Brought our whole studio across, actually. A bit of a boys' trip. Bit disappointing, actually. It would have been funner, I think, with Indy and Kat. They actually do add a lot to this podcast, but they've left them at home. Sammy and here. Dan's here. You know where to find us. All our gear. BackChatPodcast.com.au. You've done this. Thanks, patrons. You've sent us over here. Thank you. Sponsors, thank you.
Yes.
Whippersnapper, thank you. Bluebet, thank you. Shelter, thank you. Margaret River Roasting Co.
Thank you.
Thank you. Leaderville Cameras. Bloody thank you. They're our sponsors. You guys look after us.
And
we're here.
Just want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life. Which is, what's that person who sings with Eminem?
It's Dido.
Dido, there we go. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a different song running through my head. It's like, I had the time of my life. Like the P&O Cruises.
Yeah, right.
Not sure why. We didn't take a cruise ship here. We flew here.
Yeah.
Some of us a little bit less direct than others, but we will touch on that a little bit later on. Beers with BackChat Melbourne. We're going to do that while we're here. So keep in tune with our Instagram, our socials. Were we going to pick one and announce it today? No, just watch us on socials. Get on Instagram. If you haven't and you're listening or you're watching on YouTube, you're listening to a podcast, sign up, BackChat _. We'll chuck something on the story. We'll go down and have beers somewhere.
We are staying in Fitzroy. So we're not going to go too far from there.
No. So if you're in Melbourne, you want to come have a beer, come have a beer. There's going to be nothing happening other than just having a beer.
Yeah.
Charlie maybe will shout.
Unless he's got a... Oh, yeah. Unless he's got a mate to go see in Abbotsford or whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You want to shout, Charlie, or not? You got a microphone?
I'll chuck the card on the table.
Okay, big boy.
Okay.
Charlie.
So we'll have a midi each.
Midi of water each for beers with BackChatters. We have had a couple of beers today. We did some interviews this morning.
Yes.
They'll be released to you over the next few weeks and months. But I reckon it's one of the most amazing things that happened in a long time. We walk a fairly long distance for a beer. Again, we'll touch on that story a little bit later on.
Yep.
We walk into a random bar in a random suburb.
Yep.
Sort of Fitzroy, sort of, don't know, Collingwood, sort of Abbotsford, somewhere, right? We walk. It was a fairly long walk. Who is sitting in that bar?
I know the answer. Do you want me to answer it?
Is a friendly face, a friend of this podcast, BackChat guest.
I will just say, we are sitting at the table, and you go, I think that's X name. And we're like...
Could not be.
Nah, it's like, why would he be here?
Because in the podcast, I said, next time I'm in Melbourne, let's sit down in a dark, dingy pub and have a beer.
Yeah.
So if you're listening along and you know who I'm talking about, that's bloody right. Matty bloody Richardson. Matt Richardson was in the pub. Couldn't believe it. And we had a beer with him.
Yeah.
Jeez, was he?
Comes over, says, hey. But wait, the story doesn't end there.
I thought it did.
No.
Oh, yeah, you keep telling it.
So he's sitting, he goes to sit somewhere else, has a beer. All good. We wind up what we're doing, have a beer, and we're like, let's just go somewhere else. We'll just grab another beer on the way home.
Yes.
We pop into another bar.
Random bar.
Who's there? Matthew Richardson. Again, just sitting there. What are you guys following me? He did say...
He said mystery trifecta here.
Yeah.
Right, you've hit the first two legs. Bit of blue bet special.
Yeah.
If you hit the third, beer's on me for the rest of the night.
Yep.
I'm not going to tell you where I'm going next. If you find me, beer's on me.
Yep.
Guess what? we picked another bar.
Yes.
We walked to a random bar.
You wouldn't believe it.
Was not there.
Didn't find him. No.
but in a great turn of events, sent him a message that said, looks like we missed out on the beers. Said, used to work there as a kid.
Yep.
Good pick. Incredible stuff over here in Melbourne. It's been fun so far. Not so fun, but it is a moment coming up on the podcast. We're taking over Reddit, apparently. Ask me anything.
We are.
Like,
yes.
I'm excited. Does that sound like I'm excited? Excited.
You know, like when someone goes, oh, you wouldn't believe I got my dream job.
Yeah, you at the ABC.
Dream job offer. That was me. Refresh my inbox because that's all I do. I sit at home, refresh my Gmail inbox. There's an email from Reddit. Just says, "Hey, Will and Dan."
We have told the people that we are doing this, so I'm just reminding them. So
next week.
We don't need to spend too much long.
Can we talk about it for the next hour?
It's Reddit.
Yeah, it's Reddit. So we're doing an AMA. It's happening next Monday.
The whole thing is like clearly for listeners who've been listening for a while, they understand I don't really get Reddit. And I still don't. I have an account now. I'm spending a little bit of time during the week. Still don't quite get the whole Reddit thing. I love sarcasm. I love dry humor, but it's like past sarcasm. It's like the double bluff. It's like sarcastic seriousness as a joke.
Yes.
But you're the joke.
You are. And you can get horribly downvoted. Anyways, we're doing it at an AMA.
So if you like doing that stuff, I'll be there, not knowing what I'm doing. Buddy Franklin, 1, apparently is not happy with Sydney. 2, his partner, Jacinta, rumoured to have qualified as a player manager. And I don't know if she's his manager, but it's been a strange turn of events up there in Sydney.
It sounds like a cool job, player manager.
Maybe we should interview one.
We should.
It's almost like we are doing that here in Melbourne. Okay, very good. We covered that a little bit.
Yep.
This one's an interesting...
Wait. Where do you, let's just say Buddy doesn't go back to Sydney.
Right.
I think he goes to Sydney. I think he's using this as... There's just leverage going out in the media so that he can...
We've heard Fremantle and West Coast thrown around.
Not going to happen.
There is no chance in hell, Charlie, that you get Buddy Franklin playing for you. You understand? No. Do you understand that?
Don't need him.
You do.
Don't need him.
You do.
Jeez.
He would be of great benefit to your football club if
You'd
you
win
could
a
have him
premiership.
for free.
You'd win a
because
premiership.
1, you'd sell more merch than you already do, and 2, you'd win a flag, which you haven't done. Buddy Franklin would be outstanding for your football club, but it would go against everything the Freo Dockers have stood for in recruitment for 5 or 6 years. So he's not going to Freo.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if Lob goes. They're not going to recruit a 35, 36-year-old.
What age did he get drafted into Hawthorn?
17.
So he's lived out of WA. Did he move to...
It has nothing to do with that.
No, that's what I mean. Like, he's got no, I want to go home.
Okay, and say he did. West Coast is the only other option. Pretty sure they're about to say goodbye to a all-time goal kicker who's younger than Buddy.
Yes.
They're not going to get an older Josh Kennedy into the club.
You know what, West Coast, if West Coast were like the next 10 years are going to be a write-off, we need to sell memberships, we'll sign Buddy.
AFL players can now play without having been vaccinated. Yep. How do you... I know you don't love touching on this, but I'd like to have a chat about it.
The only thing I think of is the players who really reluctantly, when it got it done, would be like, oh, shit.
It doesn't make any... what's happened here? So what's changed? Why is it all good now?
Government decision,
Government? This is an AFL league.
Yeah, but if the government would give, or health authorities give advice on what's accepted now, if you don't need to be vaccinated, then the AFL would take that in.
I think it's probably players that were holding out.
How many? But legit, how many players?
Len Jones, Ellis Yeoman, Chuck Darling wanted to, didn't.
Yep. So you've named 2 that aren't playing, right?
Yeah.
So how many more?
I'd assume there'd be some across state leagues.
Do you reckon there would be, AFL listed players?
Yeah.
Would there be more than 10?
I think there's 2.
So they're not changing decisions based on those 2 players.
No, but they would feel vindicated in their decision making because they've missed half a year of football and now it's all good again. Mm-hmm. They would be sitting there going, "We literally told you this would happen." That's what they would be thinking.
There is an AFLW player as well who's wanting to return. Yeah,
and they would be thinking, "You're a bunch of idiots," which is correct because
now it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't quite understand. Anyway, not medical experts. I've had enough.
Mm-hmm.
I got something to introduce to you just after this. Dan met the vasectomy guy. Who's the vasectomy guy? Is this Snip Stories?
Let's go back a few.
Snip Stories with BackChat.
Snip Stories, yeah. The very first time I met vasectomy guy, I was at Crown Casino the night of the final race of the 2021 Formula One season.
This is your first real fan moment. Yes.
So I was at
yes or no?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was at Crown, watched the race. It was awesome, and there's a lot of people there.
Yes.
Get a tap on the shoulder. Dan, BackChat.
Dan from BackChat.
And we got to get a photo. So I, have a photo with someone.
That felt good.
No, it was good. Yeah, we had a good chat. I mean, I'd had beers, and so I was probably very talkative. Right. And they probably thought like, "Oh, have a quick hello." And about 20 minutes later, they're like, "Please, can this guy leave us alone?" And then he sent us in a letter. His mate did, because he printed out his vasectomy letter on an A1, like a draftsman printer.
As big as a body. It was
huge. He sent us that letter. Then he sent us an email about his vasectomy story.
And Snip Stories was born.
Snip Stories was born.
Send us, shout out, send us his Snip Stories.
Yeah. So here I am.
What? You don't want to read them?
No, I don't want to. Although they are very funny. Here I am sitting at Perth Airport, ready to come to Melbourne.
Yes.
Through Adelaide, of course, because that's what you do when you fly to Melbourne.
We're going to touch on that a little later.
It's about 5:45 in the morning. I was just doing some work on the laptop, and get someone look at me and goes, Dan, and I'm like, I know you. Like, you look very familiar. I've met you before. And he goes, and he just points at himself. He goes, vasectomy guy. There I am.
Vasectomy guy.
And I was like, of course you are. His name's Paul. Like, he's a legend. And said hello. We got a photo and said what's up. And
so where does he? Is there another connection? Not only does he know who Dan from BackChat is, not only does he print out his vasectomy appointments on A.5 paper. Isn't he close to a former guest on this podcast?
He lives next door to Andrew Embley's mum. And
Paul, you absolute legend.
And he messaged me a screenshot of him talking to his Andrew Embley's mum, saying, "Hey, you should listen to the BackChat podcast." And she loved it, and she made him a pie, and he said it was delicious. So
now this next part, this is the final part of Whip Around. Thanks to Whippersnapper, even though that's not a segment, I like calling it that. We spoke to Kath Loughnane today. If you follow us on stories, you will see her episode coming out on BackChat at some point in the future. Great chat with Kath.
She's awesome.
She spoke about an article that she did. A news story, one of her first.
Yes, on GWN.
Yes, and it was about a Fremantle Docker fan flying over some of the grand finals around 2013, 2014, somewhere there, Charlie.
Chartering a private plane.
Yeah, and it was a Fokker 100. So the story was entitled The Docker Fokker.
Yes, very good.
So if we keep on that line, Freo's got a new mascot apparently. Docker the Quokka. So not only the Docker Fokker, but Docker the Quokka. Is this legitimate? Charlie sent in a photo. Charlie was in his A1 seats, I might add. He sits at ground level. He may as well be boundary riding for Fox Footy. Sends in a photo, just like, sorry guys, just having a couple of beers on the boundary here.
He's one of those guys that wears the button-up shirt and the scarf.
Yeah, and his RMs.
I wear a BackChat shirt to the footy.
No doubt.
Good boy.
That thing, the new... are we revealing what this is yet?
Docker the Quokka. I want to know who Docker the Quokka is. That's all.
Yeah, where did that come from?
No idea where it's come from. It's 4 feet away from me. It's the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Is it permanent?
I don't know.
It looks. It's aggro. You know aggro. It's a puppet. It's a life-size aggro.
Yeah, and they introduced it. They gave us this big fanfare. And they were like, welcome the newest member of the Docker family.
So you think it's permanent?
It looks permanent.
And it's so weird.
What wasn't in that photo is it's wearing thongs.
I love that Charlie's favourite moment of the whole thing. He's wearing thongs. Like, why isn't he wearing shoes? Why is he wearing shoes of any point? Charlie, it's barefoot. A fucking man or lady dressed as a fucking quokka who's the issue here, not that it's wearing thongs. But
so Fremantle have laid claim to the quokka as an animal.
Apparently. That's all right.
Yeah, I guess so. Ferry from Freo to Rottnest. There's also one from Hillary's.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, that's fair. Oh, look! Hey, it's world's your oyster.
It rhymes with Docker.
Yeah. So thank you, Dan. It does rhyme with Fokker.
If you didn't know.
I mean Docker.
And that.
Docker the Fokker Quokka.
So
on the back of that,
yes,
we thought it might be worth taking a bit of a deep dive into the best, worst mascots in the AFL. That's right. We brought to you the best, worst Guernseys in the competition. Who took that out in the end? The Power Ranger? No. The Marvel Bulldog.
The Thor.
Marvel Bulldog. Well, we bring to you the best, worst mascots in the comp.
Yes.
We're going to deep dive into it. I will put one out there that I know for a fact because he looked like a current player, that was playing when I was playing. The Port Adelaide mascot looked like Dean Brogan. So Dean Brogan.
I don't remember Dean Brogan.
Well, if you're listening along right now, you have a look who Dean Brogan is.
I'm going to look at it right now.
Right? You can look it up. Just look up Port Adelaide mascot, Dean Brogan. He, on the football field, people would sledge him about being the Port Adelaide mascot. Big jawline.
Oh, yes, right.
Have you got them side by side?
Yes. Oh, my gosh, yes. Is this a giant square as a head? That's not fair. That's rough.
Dean Brogan, you got a big jawline, mate. Anyway. We're going to have a look around. We're going to bring it to you. Keep an eye on socials. BackChat __ on Instagram. Bit of TikTok action.
I've got to show you this. Dean Brogan. Someone's tweeted a photo of Dean Brogan as the Port Adelaide mascot, but also looks like the GWS mascot. So he's been modelled.
Show me. He actually does. Boy, oh boy. We're going to look across the spectrum as well. You've seen something. So the Geelong Cats, for instance, had half cat. They had quarter cat. They had 3/4 cat.
What?
Some strange things happening down
I've got to do a deep dive.
Anyway, you want to get across, send them in, email them in, hello@backchatpodcast.com.au. Send it to us via socials, build a thing, do the thing, get the guys to do the thing, we'll bring it to you. Yeah, you got it. That's it.
We need a sponsor for that, by the way.
You know what it's time for?
You said it, we read it.
Very good.
The only way that would have been better is if you sang it. Or did you sing it?
I did not. No, that was Troy.
That was Troy.
Shouts to Troy.
Yeah, up the top on the top of the stadium while he plays his guitar and clips up.
And also does very good other things. Like, let's not compartmentalize him into just that. He does.
Yeah, like clip.
He's a functioning member of society. He's not.
Correct. He's not just a guitarist. He's a human too.
Yep.
It's worth mentioning that this is brought to you by Leadable Cameras, your local supplier of all of the gear we use to put this podcast together. So microphones, stands, tripods, lighting, cameras. They sell them too, would you believe? Leadable Cameras. They also do printing. So they print. Hey, look at this. We've got our own coasters now. Thank you very much, Leadable Cameras. So you got a gift you want to give someone. You want to put someone's head on there. You want Dan Const's head on there. You want Charlie's head on there. You want to rest your beer on Charlie's head every night. I don't know if they do pillows, but could be some girls lining up that. Girls, guys, whatever you like. BackChat, Leadable Cameras. It's a relationship that's worth keeping. I don't know what I've done there with that.
It's very good. You know what else they do?
What?
Binoculars. Very good binoculars.
We're going to speak to Lydia down there and get our own pair because I would like to have a set of binoculars here.
There are still people out there.
Bit of a deep dive.
In the crowds at AFL,
yes,
that pull the binoculars out to see the other side of the wing or the other side of the field.
Great.
They sell them, those two.
Please head down there, support Lydia and the crew down there because they support us and we love you. Our patrons, you know where to go. Now, let's get into it. You send these in, hello@backchatpodcast.com.au. We have an excitement announcement off the top of this segment. Ben, I know you're listening. You're a big fan of the show.
Oh, yeah.
We got something special coming for you from Melbourne.
Yes.
The infamous email that has not been read out, the only email in the history of this segment that's never been read out, will be read out in Melbourne.
Yes.
So keep your eyes peeled on YouTube.
Yep.
That's all I have to say. Ben, what's up?
Yes.
Now let's get into it. Big Pablo Fildes. It sounds like some sort of Colombian.
Okay. Message. Hi guys, long time, first time. Heard you chat with Skeet about West Coast player ever and heard you mention Jets. By the way, his ep was quality. It's very good. If you haven't heard the Lewis Jetta episode of BackChat, it is still one of my favourites. Just look it up. It's there. Anywho, you reminded me of how good he was. Correct me if I'm wrong. Back in the day, the Eagles used to have train-ins with Waffle Club. Train-ons with Waffle Club players, Resi/Colts in the preseason. I remember one session when Swan Districts was training and Jets was like 16 years old and he absolutely lit it up.
Yeah.
There was one play where he took on Embers and made him look like a 40-year-old taking it like 3 or 4 bounces up the wing, then slotting the goal. I reckon he kicked at least 3 that day.
I think he did that in an AFL game as well.
Yeah, that's right. It was like he brought his own ball. I have a feeling he went back down south the following season before coming back, dominating the state game versus South Australia and getting drafted to Sydney. At the time, I couldn't believe he slipped through the Eagles to Sydney, but was happy he came back and got another flag. Keep up the top work team. So there's no question there, but just a lot of love for Jets.
Yeah.
Do you remember that stuff happening?
And more around the train on. So what used to happen was, like coming close into the season, you would play an 18v18, right? A match sim. match sim starts after Christmas, after January, and you're coming up to sort of the Ansett Cup, the Wizard Cup, the whatever you want to call it, right? In the NAB Cup. What's it called these days?
The TLC Cup, I don't know.
TLC, okay. So we'd have 18 v 18, but at that stage of the year, sometimes you get a few injuries, and if you get a few, you don't have 36 lying around. You certainly don't have enough for the bench. Yep. So they used to get...
You don't want to rush anyone back for it.
Waffle guys, young guys, and almost use it as a little bit of a, let's just have a look, see how these guys go in an environment where... So it was always funny because the boys would roll in. They'd have sort of 10 or so guys as train-ons roll down to the club. They'd roll into the locker room. They'd love it. Because, I mean, you're not an AFL list. It's like the... And there was a few over the years that would do that, like Jets did, and then be back there. Or maybe like a junior guy that you'd see at another club. Yeah. I can't think of many off the top of my head, but that definitely got a couple of blokes a spot on a list, like playing well in those games. Yeah. And Jets was one of those guys. But I think Pablo's right. I think he did go back down south. I mean, we've seen what Jets was able to do. You know what I think about Jets. So yeah, I agree with you. Good Pablo. Love it. Bree. What's up, Bree?
Another long-time listener, first-time sender. If you haven't sent something in before... hello@backchatpodcast.com.au. We'd love to read it. I want more first-timers, please.
Yep.
It'd be amazing. Got a fun story regarding the Samantha Kerr.
Yeah, great.
Played football growing up, was a gun, blowing my own horn, but kicked a bag against every team I played against at school. Team captain, accolades left, right, and centre. Couldn't have had a better time.
Great.
Love that. Blow your own horn if you're going to email us. Anyways, I turned my focus to soccer. I turned my focus into soccer in my final year. Way more opportunities 12 years ago than there was footy. And think, gee, can't be that hard to play. Commenced my career as a defender. There we go. We love defenders. Feel right at home. Then there's an injury to our goalkeeper. How the hell that happens? Who knows? And I find myself... How does a goalkeeper get
injured? Like they're just standing there in the goals.
Land on their pinky finger. There you go. And I find myself wearing the leather gloves for our next few inter-school games. I spent 3 games blocking that ball. No one can score. I love this. Yes. I'm leaping around that line, my gloves glistening in the golden sun. Things are going well.
The description of the sun, the golden sun.
Things are going well until we play Seton, until I play Samantha Kerr. She comes out of the barrier like a rabid horse, and my life flashes before my eyes. 11 goals. 11 goals she scores against me. I'm yelling at my defenders. The defenders yelling at me. My coach is shook. He can't understand how I can be so bad. My dad is consoling me. He's telling me it's okay. My Bunnings gloves are off and I'm done.
You didn't have the box handles on, did you?
She must have. Resigned to the fact that I'm perhaps the worst goalkeeper of all time.
Yes.
She's punching that ball through like there's no tomorrow. It's bouncing off the corners. She's taking corners. She's scoring off corners. She's picking that ball up with her hands and scoring tries. In my eyes, it feels like that, but truly, she's amazing. I quit soccer that day and never put on the Lynchy gloves again.
No.
If I'd known that I'd be playing against the best in the world, I may have given it a second chance. But Jesus Christ, I was dacked that day by the world champion __Bree. P.S. Took up footy again and got shifted into defence. Probably a punishment in the end.
Oh, that's an upgrade if you ask me. But Bree, that is, if we had a prize for the best, you send it, we read it. Which I reckon we can have a chat to Lydia. Prize for the best you send it, we read it every week.
A new
pair
Canon
of
EOS
binoculars.
Up. No, we went really high with that. No, we'll find. No, we can.
That's outstanding. And you know what else we're going to do, Bree? We're clipping that up, boys. Write this down, please, Charlie. Clip that up, and we're getting that into Samantha Kerr's hands.
Yes.
Because I want her on the podcast, and I want her to respond to that story.
Yep, that's great. Love that. Thank you for sending
Very good stuff, Bree. Condolences for the ending of your soccer career.
Torched. Did you get torched by anyone in juniors that later went on to...
No, I was fucking... Just like Bree, I've pillar to post, just absolutely dominate games of football. Please.
Love that.
But the only difference with our stories is, junior, same thing. Just, absolutely do what I want.
Yep.
Get to the AFL, Jack Rowell kicks 10. So
buddy.
Same rules, same. Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. Anything else? Anyone else? Harry Mackay took 12 marks on me one day. That was good.
That's good.
Anything else?
No, keep going.
Just that. Done? Okay.
Yep.
Skeets _Jats _crackers. And this is an email as well. I love the effort that people go to with this. Make your own email to send this email. outstanding.
Outstanding. And I've got to say, we don't... So there's the Shelter footy cast, which we do talk about a fair bit, the Shelter preview and review. A little inside joke there on that podcast is that Skeet, Mark Reddings, loves a box of Jats crackers.
Yes.
When his wife's out of town and his kids are out.
That's his secret indulgence.
You know, some people go, oh, you probably, get into the dark arts or something.
Whiskey, beer would probably be, a Shelter, a whippersnapper,
some sneaky
maybe
cigarettes.
a coffee.
Yep, that's
cigarette.
right.
Jesus. Calm down there.
Let's go crazy.
Couple of Winfield Blues.
We got some Winnie Blues. Menthols of the poppies. Mark Reddings goes to his local IGA, Coles, whatever, and goes, I'll have 3 boxes of Jats crackers, please. And he sits at home and he eats Jats crackers all weekend.
Watches the footy.
It's
Jats
very
crackers.
good.
Has about 3 packets of them. Anyway,
so
that's the context of this
Appreciate the nod there.
To the email, yes. Where is the love for the international fans?
Fair enough. Dear BackChat, first of all, I'm very much enjoying this literation of BackChat, having listened over the years to Will and a variety of other legends, tag-ons and various fly-by-nights.
Yes.
All too often, professional athletes find themselves at a loose end after their sporting careers end. It is nice to see Mr. Schofield has not succumbed to sloth, lethargy or gluttony in the intervening years.
This is well written. Don't fuck it up.
No,
there's not been one error. So if you hear,
I don't think I have. So now you've set me up for disaster.
So if you hear any errors, this is perfectly written.
No, it's written very well.
He has already made an error.
Thank you, Charlie.
Let's just get to this bit. Dan is extremely bearable.
He said alliteration instead of iteration. Yes, thank you.
And an adequate replacement to the veritable clown car full of subpar co-hosts.
This is still well written. Keep going. Extremely bearable,
but
Dan.
To the
Please
issue
continue.
of the day, extremely acceptable. Here we go. But the issue of the day, you do so much for the WA footy scene, no doubt, between skyrocketing sales of fillet fishes and various alcoholic beverages. What's in it for me, though? A long-time loyal fan of the show who happens to think he's too good to actually live in Australia, let alone the lonely western half. Why walk down Burke Street listening to the dissection of yet another Eagles loss when I could listen to poor old Charlie get his hopes up over a Freo flag while hiking in Japan?
Wow.
Or on a beach in Vietnam?
Wow.
Or when sightseeing in Rome? Guys, I have better places to be while getting my excuses for my sad Eagles finishing at the arse end of the ladder. But this has come back to sting me because I'll never know the sweet embrace of a Shelter IPA or 10. Very good.
This is extremely good email. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It really is.
I think I had a point in there. I'm sure the other 9 international listeners will appreciate any bone you throw at us. Cheers, name redacted.
I'm not joking. Skeets, Jats, Crackers. I'm not joking here. There may be an opportunity for beers with BackChat International Edition.
Yes.
That's all I'll say on that. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. No more. But that is a fact. Get yourself to Belgium or Amsterdam in the next 2 months.
Yep.
Hopefully no one heard that. Ryan Hull.
Loving the pod. Got a few questions about on-field tensions. During an
what sort of tension? Are we talking sexual tension?
Maybe. Who knows? Let's get to the email and find out.
Good. It's about time you had a bit of that.
During an all-in push and shove, what sort of things are being said? If you've been in a scuffle with an opposition player, what do you say after the game? Just a shake of the hand and good game? Is it actually all over once the siren sounds, or a grudge is held on to? I love watching opposition team players chat on the ground after the siren, as seeing who is friends with who. What stuff is usually spoken about? Is it just the game or general house things, house of family? Thanks, Ryan.
After the game, it's not in fights. Like, how's the family? Come here. How's your kid going? No, after the game, family, friends. One that usually goes out is, you boys going out tonight? You boys staying here? So right. if you're the home team and Carlton's over, you'd be asking, so where are you boys staying? Are you going out tonight?
So would you ever catch up with them?
No. It's just like they might go, oh yeah, we're staying. Where should we go? Or
yeah, right.
Yeah, and you send them down to, I don't know, send them out to the hills or something in Perth.
Mustang Bar.
Down to Mandurah. Both lovely places in the world. But I don't know if they'd get a cop at the Carlton boys down at Players, down at Mandurah. Anyway, or the Salt and Pig or whatever is down there. But in the wrestles, I think a lot of grunting, I feel. Nothing really springs to mind.
Just a lot of fuck yous and stuff.
Yeah, and weak dogs. It's usually over something.
Weak dogs.
What would you say there? Out of interest.
I reckon I'd get weird and catch them off guard.
What would you do in a scuffle?
I don't want to say
Not
the
much.
things I've said
You
in the
wouldn't.
past
Not much.
in the basketball scuffles.
Tuesday night basketball.
Monday night.
The mixed netball.
No. So it's one time actually. I was playing basketball on Monday night, and I said something to this guy. It wasn't nice. In the heat of the moment, I'm flesh and blood. Okay, I said something that
wasn't nice.
It wasn't nice. It was actually highly.
What are we talking?
No, I'm not going to say what I said because I'm not proud of it. Anyways,
Mum's listening.
That's exactly why. Anyways, we finished the game, get in the car. As I'm driving, I look down. Oh, no petrol in the car. Better pull over at the gas station. So I go to the petrol station, pull in, filling up. That guy just pulls up right next to me in his car and starts filling up. Like you're on that Bowser, but on the other side, he was right there. We were just standing there.
Nothing said?
Nothing said. A metre away, and I just said...
You make eye contact?
Yeah, we both knew who each other were.
Apologise?
No.
It's important to give me the context of what you said to him. Family? His looks?
Oh, actually, no. It was looks. So he was very pale, and I kept calling him Casper. And
it was not nice.
And it was actually...
You called him Casper.
And he was also balding.
Hey.
And I said...
Don't fucking take the hair down.
No, he was balding and he was getting aggro in the game.
Casper the bald ghost. Tell me you call him Casper the balding ghost.
The balding ghost. And I was saying to the boys, like, you know how you talk to your team, but you're saying it loud enough for them to hear? I was going, boys, don't worry. He's just angry because he's balding. And I was saying stuff like that. So it wasn't nice. Not proud of it, but he was a... Yeah.
One good one.
Nasty man.
One good one, not in the scuffles, but he's said out there a lot. I used to use it a lot because it's funny. Really famous players that everyone knows their number and their name. Sorry, everyone who knows their name, call them by their number. Chris Judd, number 5 at Carlton. Who's on 5? Who's on 5?
Yes, I love that.
Buddy Franklin, 23. Is he 23?
Yeah, 23, yeah.
Who's on 23? Say that to Buddy. So he knows he's 23.
Yeah, that's good.
And he knows you're not calling him Buddy.
I really like that.
You know, that real... What's that? It's not submissive. It's like real
very
lowbrow, real passive-aggressive sort of stuff.
It dehumanizes them. That's good.
Yeah, thank you. Sean Jasper, last one. Thanks to Leadable Cameras.
Thank you. Hi, gents. Hope you are enjoying Melbourne. All Melbourne has to offer. Question for the pod. What is your favourite time to watch footy? As a long-time Freo supporter, I've become accustomed to the Sunday morning / Arvo time slot.
Sunday morning.
But with the recent success we are getting, some different slots each have their benefits. Saturday Arvo allows for a few shelters. Nights could lead to some whippersnapper. This is brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Sunday could see you work through some cups of Market River roasting bean water.
All whilst having a couple of little punts with Bluebet.
Yeah.
Whilst watching through your binoculars. Thanks, Leadable
Did I miss any sponsors? No, you didn't. No. Very well done. Also, as a former player, Will, what was your favourite time to play? For the record, my rankings, number 1, Saturday Arvo, 2, Friday night, 3, Thursday night, 4, Saturday night, finally, with talk of moving Friday night bounce down to 7:10 EST. How do we feel about a 5:10 bounce down for West Aussies? I love this email.
Yeah, I love it too. Okay, so there's a few things to unpack here. We're in Melbourne, so watched a fair bit of footy while I've been here. Footy doesn't start till like 8 o'clock here.
Late.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so, like, I went down to the pub, like, had dinner. We were at a mate's house, put the kids down, sat around for an hour, and then I was like, footy hasn't started yet. It's 8 o'clock. So then we went down to the pub, and like, it doesn't finish till like midnight. Idea alert, memory alert, won $300 on the pokies on Friday night.
Did you?
Yeah, and lit it up. And we're going to have to put it up on BackChat because it's a great video.
Very good.
Hit the bonus 4 times in a row. And people very angry at the Great Western in Geelong because they'd been there, you know, playing the numbers.
They've been playing it for a while.
Inverted commas.
Yep.
I walk in.
New kid on the block.
Blind. Pick a random one. Slip a 50 in there. Second button I press. It lights up the bonus.
Very good.
And it starts making the ding, 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 ding. There's pirates sliding down masts. There's monkeys swinging across the screen. Money's spitting out onto the floor. People are generally... Anyway.
You know, there's some Collingwood fans going, bloody Schofield again.
Anyway, football starts late in Melbourne was the point of that story.
Yes.
How do I rate them? My favourite Favourite time to play was
Favourite time to play.
Yeah, like you could say Friday night, but we just didn't get a lot of them as West Coast players. So like Saturday nights were good. Like evening games were good because I didn't like the day games because it was too hot in Perth most of the time.
Yep.
You know, the evening games were still kind of light coming in, especially at Subi. You know, those like 450, 510, 520 games. If that ever happens, yeah, I think it did. It was sort of like getting colder, and then it was a night game to finish.
Yeah.
So you'd warmed up, and then it was all good to go. Idea for a Friday night bounce down. How about we 5-10 bounce down for West Aussies in? I think that would go poorly. 5-10 in West Australia.
You reckon?
On a Friday, is that what that's suggesting?
Yeah.
With talk of moving Friday night bounce down to 7:10 Eastern Standard Time, which harps on my point that I just said. It's too late here. How do we feel about the 5:10 bounce down for West? Poorly.
For West Aussies, poorly.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be a 5:10. Oh yeah, it would be a 5:10 if you played it in Perth. That would be poor.
Yeah.
But watching it at 5:10 on a Friday,
straight to the pub.
Nah, too early for mine.
Yeah,
too early.
I do like Friday night footy. The Sunday Arvo. You would have played a lot of Sunday games in your career because
don't like the Sunday Arvo. Don't like it. Worst slot to play in.
Right.
Do you like watching it?
No, I don't. The night games are great.
How about we scrap Sundays altogether? We go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sundays.
Monday night footy.
I could actually
go the NFL model.
I could entertain that. Yes or no, Sam? You just nod or shake your head. Yeah, Monday night, Charlie. Give me. You can speak. Actually, Charlie, you have a microphone.
Love a Monday night game.
So
I don't know why
going
it's funny,
to,
but
going
like,
to the
going
to the Thursday night games because we've had a lot of them this season. Well, on a Thursday night when there's no footy, I'm almost disappointed now.
Yeah, I don't know why they stopped doing that. We're going to keep moving.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. Leaderville Cameras bring you that episode. They are on Oxford Street in Leaderville. Get down there, support them. They've got an online store. We love them. You should love them too. Thank you very much.
Look for Lidio's head as you're driving down Oxford Street.
Big bald head on the building. It's a beautiful thing. BackChat bets powered by Bluebet. That's bloody right. We take him down last week. Took him for $2.50. No bloody worries. We got a bit ahead of ourselves.
Yeah,
we built a $7 multi. I actually thought it was quite decent. We thought we're going to Melbourne. BackChat in Melbourne. Let's get the boys that are from Western Australia stuck here in Melbourne. Bitterly cold Melbourne.
Yeah.
Get them back home. We'll build them in a Bluebet multi. Started pretty well. Mitch Duncan, 25 touches, had 26.
Check.
Nick Martin, kick a goal. Kicks 2 goals. Yes, that was the last game of the thing, so I'm just building something nicer.
Yep.
2 goals he kicked. Just needed the one from Nick. You can come back anytime, Nick Martin. Anytime you want to play for Freo West Coast, you come back, mate. Even though they didn't want you. Just so we know.
Yeah.
They didn't. Shea Bolton. Had to decide whether it was Shea or Shea. It's definitely Shea. Shea Bolton, 2 goals. Averages 2 goals a game.
He's very good.
Did he kick any?
No.
Liam Baker. So the bet's over. Liam Baker, 20 touches. Rumours of him coming to West Coast. I thought this is a given.
And you know what?
Averages 20 touches.
And the last
averages 20 touches.
That's right. And the last 4 games, 19, 24, 23, 24.
Had 9.
9 touches.
9.
Of course.
Is that meant to say 19? Sure he didn't say had 19, Charlie?
No.
He had 19. Charlie's nodding his head.
No, he had 9.
He had 9.
Oh my
Had
God.
9
You know how you have this sort of disliking for Richmond?
Oh yeah, hatred, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
Can't say hate.
I can't stand Richmond. And of course, Richmond lay an egg
Loosed
against
them
North
North
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Absolutely lay an egg and ruin our bet.
No, David Swallow, he's been there for too long. I think David Swallow thinks he's from the Gold Coast now.
Yeah.
He's capitulated over there. He's met
But
that 20 touches.
he had 17 touches or something. He was close.
Capitulation. Absolute capitulation of the bet. Blue Bet, we love you. Didn't take you down this week. Well, we give you a bit of money back, but we've got something special for you this week.
But, don't worry. Blue Bet give us a big kickback when we lose a bet. No, I'm joking. Why don't I even make notice of that email?
You know, the just joking kind of things is like, people think that's real. Blue Bet do not pay us a dollar when we lose.
Dollar.
The only thing that happens is if we win and you bet on the bet, you win. That's the deal. No other deal.
You're not losing when we lose.
I'd tell you if that wasn't the deal. If I was like, yeah, every time you suckers bet on a Blue Bet,
Mate, we'll be doing $50 multis with 25 legs every week.
Dan Const to kick 6 goals.
I mean, yeah. Come on now. Let's not.
Right. Blue Bet, we're coming for you. We appreciate the support of this podcast.
Enjoy your rain while it lasts.
We're getting a little sick of you. Carry on.
Yeah.
We're coming for you.
They just email us another loss this week, boys.
Alex Schofield and the Hot Guys team in fantasy, they've gone down. They've had another shocking week. They brought Bailey Smith into the team and Liam Duggan.
Oh.
Yeah, Alex is just a fan of Liam. But Liam is the sort of guy.
Hot guy?
He's got a hot personality.
Ah, right.
He's the sort of guy that you would want to marry your wife. Your
right,
daughter.
so if I died, I was like, Beck, I'm happy for you to remarry.
He would be at the top of the list, and probably the only guy on the list. He's a great person. Right? So that's the sort of guy he is. So he's a hot guy.
Yeah.
He can be hot in different ways.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not always on the outside.
No.
Cover doesn't always
he
tell
may
the story.
have diamonds on the inside.
That's 2. We're almost finished. Fantasy. Andrew C is leading that, and the Common Men. They're 21st in the country. They're about 100 points up at the second place, so it's still up for grabs. The 2 grand final tickets.
I keep forgetting.
So do I, because I have to acquire them.
That's so crazy.
We will. Don't look at me like that, Charlie. We're going to get the grand final tickets. Don't worry. And Fremantle will be there. Fantasy. That's it. Fines. I'm feeling fine, baby. The gavel. It made it to Melbourne. I don't know where I'm looking. I'm looking at my camera here. Thank you. The fine gavel by the beautiful lads at By Smith Designs.
When you went through security, with your luggage, did they go, hang on, this man's got a gavel?
Fines in session. I didn't bring it. Sammy bought it, so I don't know.
Well done,
ask
Sammy.
him. Charity announcement. Men's Talk.
Yes.
We're supporting them. Sabre, we're supporting them. And Soccer to Sarcoma. All of our money.
Staffy and Bully Breed Rescue,
yes,
Sabre.
all of our money is going to those 3 charities. At the moment, we've raised $575.50.
Great.
And when I say raised, I mean you guys write the fines. We're just pushing up the cash.
Yeah.
Charlie's shouting too many beers at the moment, so it's not his. All of our sponsors, the guys at Patreon, they're making this happen. So we're putting your money back into charities around Western Australia. So we love that. So fines, although it's a bit of a laugh, it is for a good cause. And I'm going to just reintroduce this. Now, I spent some time in the AFL as a fines master at West Coast for 5 years or so. And it was one of my most enjoyable things to do during the week.
I know we repeat ourselves a lot on various things, but just in case someone's just randomly stumbling upon, what does a fine master do at the club?
Fine master needs to be aware of everything that happens over the weekend. They need to be in tune with both old and young, and basically you build fines that are based on reality but may or may not be true. Look, if they have a bit of mustard on them, if you've stretched the truth a little bit, that's the idea.
So going from things from late to training, is it that practical?
Late training, yes, practical, or 50-metre penalty or stitches. You used to get a fine for each stitch that you got.
Really?
Yeah, and so I'd go and see the doctors every week who got stitches. I had appointments, had to go there, go to the head coach, who gave the 50s away, go to the stats guys, get that.
Big job.
A $50 fine for a 50-metre penalty. That was the biggest fine. Most of them are about $5, $10, and all the money used to pull together, pay for footy trip beers.
Okay.
But then it would get extended out to, I don't know, finding the straightest, most dedicated player at the club. And, Matt Priddis. Matt Priddis for, when everyone was doing weights, Pritter for sitting in his car eating Hungry Jacks. So, you would just completely make them up.
Yes.
But that sort of stuff.
Yeah, okay. Love it.
So I thought I'd write a few fines to start the segment for the crew, BackChat crew. Dan, for booking, and this is a $5 fine for you, Dan. Dan, for booking an Airbnb that has terrible acoustics, had to change Airbnbs. We're not in the original Airbnb. We walked in here, there's sounds coming off, there's a construction site up top. We had to leave.
There's an empty bottle of rosé outside.
Yeah, it's an absolute disgrace. In fairness, that's made up. Charlie, $2 fine for you, mate. I know you're on a budget for not being allowed to drink on Mondays because his mum says so. Charlie, you can respond to that. You can't rebut it, but you can just please explain.
Well, today's Monday. I'm on holidays this week, so...
Have you checked in with Mum?
Oh, rules don't apply this week.
Very good.
You know what he said? I asked him about it before. And I said, Charlie, you know what you're doing? He goes, no, they're away up north or something. She doesn't even know I'm here.
Very good. Dan, I've got another one for you. $2 fine. BackChat Melbourne. We fly to Melbourne.
Oh.
Dan books his flights. Books a transit flight through Adelaide via Sydney, gets to Melbourne. It takes him 16 hours to get... Perth to Melbourne is a 4-hour flight. How long did it take you to get here? In all honesty, it wasn't via Sydney. It was via Adelaide.
So I left at 6:30 Perth time. And
AM?
And I got to Melbourne 2 p.m. So that's 12 Perth time, so 5.5 hours.
That's yucky behaviour, mate. You had a beer in Adelaide though, didn't you?
Yeah, it cost me...
How much do you reckon it saved you before the beer? How much did it save you to go through Adelaide? Cheapest fare? $40 maybe?
Okay, yes. I'm just going to agree, yes.
The beer in Adelaide cost you $38. So you saved yourself $2. You stopped in Adelaide. Well done. Dan, another $2 for you, mate. Dan for telling people he's a lumberjack, right? He walks around saying, I'm a lumberjack. But actually, all you do is walk around in high vis and chop branches off trees.
Yep.
That's such a personal joke.
Called picking, but yeah.
Isn't it called something else?
No, you like to call it as foraging.
Dan forages with his wife, Beck, who runs a very, very great florist, Fox and Rabbit, here in Perth. They're in Perth. We're in Melbourne. Dan helps her out and forages with a checkered shirt like mine on right now and looks like a lumberjack on the side of the road.
And I go,
stop telling... Sammy, $2 fine for you, big fella. Graphic designer Sammy, he's in Melbourne. Hello, Sammy. For saying he knows all the best spots in Melbourne. Hey, boys, follow me. Get on my back. Tell me... He takes us for a walk. He walks, not only he walks through Fitzroy where we're selling, he walks us across the Nullarbor back to Perth, takes us to one of his favourite places in Western Australia.
The Bird.
And it's fucking closed. It's been shut down for 3 months. Sammy, it's a piece of shit. $2 fine. Just the last one for Sammy. A second fine, $2. No, I won't do that one actually. It's a little bit too personal. I said no, I won't say it actually. We're going to take that out, Charlie. The first one was good. Sammy, do your research, please. Yeah. Next time you take us somewhere, jump on the thing. It's called Google. Okay? Jump on there.
It's easy. All you do is search the bar name, check it's open. It's fine.
Pip D. Who gets the fine? Ross My Hubs.
Hubsand.
$2 fine. Will Schofield can't say the word husband. Ross My Husband. Pip D. $1. We love that amount. He built a multi-bet on the Eagles versus Essendon game at $48. Assume that was on Blue Bet. Mm-hmm. And won it.
Excellent.
$48.
Very good.
So even he put up $1 on it.
Well, you complaining that Ross is going to buy you things?
It turns out he bet 20 cents on the bet. Roscoe, what are you doing? Pip, that's very much into it. Very good. Dale, fine Scully, $2. Appearing on Insta at Gage Brewery and not Shelter Brewery. Some plugs maybe in you. Why would I go to Gage?
Well, if you're in Fremantle...
I was at Gage Brewery, but I was just going down there to see like what could we do with shelters.
Spying.
I was like, what are they doing down here? I mean, they've got a big venue down here, but the shelters are way better.
Yeah.
I did happen to be at Gage. I do remember that.
Yep.
But on Insta.
No,
my wife put something up.
No. I saw it. It came through in the BackChat Instagram message box. There was a photo of you and someone.
I think it was my wife.
Oh yeah, that's right, Alex. Yeah.
So what I said, perfect. Like I said at the start of this episode before the recording got turned on, just listen to the things that come out of my mouth. They're usually right. You do it too often. You listen and you don't do. Bearer of bad news. Daniel and William, $2 fine. This is first name, but this is like my mother's the only person calling me William, and she doesn't ever do that. Episode 60. I've never heard Dan more upbeat and in a better mood than he is here. I take two things from this. One, you shouldn't need a holiday to lighten up and become engaged in the pod, Daniel. Correct. He's up and about here as well. Guess what? He's on holidays. 2, William, you must be horrible company or rile up young Daniel so badly in person that he is that much of a sour sack to be in your presence. Anything to say there, Dan? $2 fine each. Very good. George fines the lady in front of us at the footy. Yes, George.
Love these.
Yes. $2.50. Extra 50 cent tax. We love it. Big one as well. Listen up. I'd like to find the person who sat in front of us for the Carlton game, $2.50. I'm sure they're listening. As soon as we sit down, she turned around to say, thank God the obnoxious group from the week before weren't there. We were the same group. However, this time perhaps did not push the boat out and the chips instead. What? I think that's right. What she did not Look, this is the Dan Const moment.
No, it's. I'm reading it with you. It's hard to read.
What she did not know was we are the same group from the week before, minus a shave, plus my mother. The same woman went on to tell us she'd reported the behaviour from the week before as the alcohol consumption was excessive. This was done with a swift motion of cracking a bourbon and Coke. Proceeded to have 3 for the match. Yeah, we like it. We like it. I didn't read it very well, George. I appreciate it. Big Jackie Stevenson. Fine. For
Big
me.
Jackie Stevenson.
For me. Big Jackie Stevenson finds himself $2. Hey, lads. Big Jackie Stevenson here. I love the fact. Talking to them.
Jackie.
Hey, lads. Big Jackie Stevenson, as Will called me last time. Oh, I called him. Okay.
Good.
This fine is for me for accidentally getting someone else's order at McDonald's. I went there for lunch today and ordered a McChicken.
It's not actual chicken.
Thank God. Classic. And got handed one of the big bags. I was thinking, fuck yes. But when I opened it, there was a double fillet fish. I tried it and it was dry and shit. Fuck the fillet fish. Quadruple underscore.
Problem is there that you had the double. You start with the single. Once you're a player with the big boys, then you can move to the double, but you weren't ready. 2 to
go. This is from Andy Brayshaw. Thanks for listening, Andy. Scully's Shining Dome gets the fine with $1.50. Why fines in order? Being bald.
You're not even that bald.
I am, and I couldn't love this fine more. This is what this is meant to be about, okay? Fines from Andy Brayshaw. I'm sure it's him. Scully's Shining Dome. Finding not even me, someone's head. $1.50 for being bald. Outstanding, Andy. Outstanding. Benj Cohen, last one. Will and Luke Shuey. We got married. For agreeing for no one.
Will and Luke Shuey. Will Shuey, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Will and Mrs. Sorry, go on.
For agreeing that no one in the league has had OP in 10 years when Elliot Yeo had it last year. Well, you know what, Benj? You're right. $5 fine. I'll take it on the noggin right there. That's it. That's done. That's dusted.
$5.
BackChat Melbourne. It's been fun so far. We've done 2 guests. We've got another 10 or so to do over here. Going to be a bloody fun time. Mm-hmm. We very much appreciate your time. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being around us. Whippersnapper, Bluebet, Margaret River Roasting Co., Shelter, Leadable Cameras. You know where to find us. BackChat _. We'll be taking over Reddit apparently at some point in time. Mm-hmm. Send us an email. hello@backchatpodcast.com.au. If you're listening, watch us on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you can give it a listen too. We can be with you all the time. 4 shows a week. Review, preview, BackChat. You're listening to it. And the guest. Who we got this week? Anthony Koutafidis.